Hi, how are
Yeah,
you?
yeah, I'm fine. Thank you for asking. And how are you?
Yeah, Alhamdulillah, I'm great by the grace of Allah. Thanks for asking.
Yes, yes. It is good to know about yourself. And sir, you belong to you are from Bangladesh, and where do you live in Bangladesh? I have heard so many people who belong to Panchagor, Sylhet, Dhaka, Borsal. But where do you live?
I live in a village area. My district name is Jamalpur.
Yes, and sir, I would like to ask one question to you. And nowadays, I notice that most of the young boys and girls they are learning this language. I mean, English language of your country. Yeah, they are always learning this language. And I watch so many video on the YouTube channel. I watch so many video on the Facebook who belong to Bangladesh. Most of the boys and girls they are learning this language. But sir, what is the reason? Do you know about?
Yeah, actually, I can guess a bit because I'm also a student. So, according to their preferences, what else I have understood in recent times, most of the people or most of the students have understood the importance of English language. They knows that actually if they know only one language, that's called Bengali, that's our native language, so it's never going to help us to do something if we wanna do something best for ourselves. So for this, most of the students are willing to study in a different country, and such as USA, UK, and many countries, because they know that if they complete their graduation from Bangladesh, and after that they will stay unemployed. Instead, if they can apply for studying in a different country, so that's a really great things. And after like completing their graduation, they will find a job. So for this,
Yes,
I
yes.
think a lot of students are learning English.
Yes, I noticed that so many young boys and girls they are also learning this language. And sir, I would like to ask one question to you. You belong to village area. I belong to village area. Yeah, I know very well. And what kind of struggle you had to struggle you had to learning you had to struggle for learning this language. I know very well. I had to struggle a lot for learning this language because I belong to village area. There is no good English environment. But sir, your accent is very well. Yeah, yeah. But how did you learn? How did you learn your accent, and how did you learn your language?
Actually, I was practicing English for a long time, but I could not inspire. Actually, I had no idea that in English has accent. People can speak in different ways. So when I was practicing basically India, Bangladesh, and many countries, so that time I noticed one thing: some kind of people speak English in different ways. For example, if I talk about Bangladesh and India, it's kind of similar. Whenever I got someone else from Germany or sometimes Vietnam, their pronunciation was kind of different. And one day I found a person from Bangladesh and who could speak like American. So that time I just asked him how it is possible. Means how did you learn it? How did you change your tone? That we are from Bangladesh, but we never speak like this way. That time this person told me that I have learned accent. Accent means the sound that I'm doing right now.
Yes,
So that
yes.
time I got an idea. So it has a different tone that we can use in the conversation.
It is good way for learning this language. Yes, nowadays the social media is available. Yeah, no need to go anywhere, no need to go any coaching center for learning this language. Always staying at your home and using your smartphone, you can learn this language. If you have a self confidence and if you have a if you have a knowledge of basic English grammar, you can start your English speaking journey. There is no problem. And sir, I'd like to ask one question to you. And in your country, I have so many cricket match on your country and Dhaka and maybe Bodisal, Chattogram. Maybe there are two stadium, a cricket stadium in your country.
In my opinion, I think every like district has like cricket stadium for playing because cricket is one of the most popular sports in my country. But if I talk about the popularity side, so Dhaka and Chattogram are more popular because most of the rich people live there. So in my district also have a cricket stadium, but it's not quite famous. So that's why maybe haven't see or any international or something like that. Sports are not played over here.
In your country, what kind of places are famous over there?
Okay, so in my country, there are many places are popular for several reasons. So if you ask me for talking like which is the best place to travel in Bangladesh, so first of all, I will say the Cox's Bazar Sea Beach. It's one of the longest sea beach in the world, and there are a lot of travelers come to see every year. Even though if I talk about the US, UK, there are a lot of travelers come to see every year, and besides that, has also tourist place. It's called Sundarban. It's one of the most beautiful natural place in my country. So every single person have like patience to visit this place to see the beauty of it.
And sir, right now you are learning this language. You are also speaking English very well, and you belong to village area. And in your locality, do you have any friend who is speaking English?
Honestly, I don't have any specific friends with whom I can speak English. In my real time, I don't have any friends, just with whom I can practice or learn any single words because we are scared. For me, I also was scared before it, but whenever I shared with my friends, they say it's really terrible to learn it. So I can do that. For practicing purposes, I need to select a person who has knowledge in this. Additionally, who has patience to improve.
And sir, I would like to ask one question to you. I know very well to learn any language, always you have to follow four rules: LSRW, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Four part are very important for learning language. And you are also making this kind of video nowadays every single day. And apart from that, what do you do for improve your English skill? I mean, do you practice reading? Do you practice writing for improve your English skill?
If I talk about at present, I don't follow anything else without practicing. Because in practicing, I can do the two things same time, which was like whenever I speak, so that time it's considered for me speaking. On the other hand, whenever I listen of my opposite person, it's considered as a listening. So two things I'm doing in the same time. But if I talk about readings or listening something else specifically, I don't do that because kind of busy with my works. Sometimes I am taking preparation for studying purposes, means I'm taking preparation for admission test. So
Yes.
for that I'm busy. But if I talk about specifically that is it crucial or not, for me I will say it's definitely crucial because without following poor steps, it's not possible to improve English.
Yes, yes. And sir, I'd like to ask one question to you. And listening and speaking both are very important. For maybe for for increasing your listening power, you also watch the YouTube video. And what kind of content do you watch on the YouTube channel?
Okay, so at present I am not watching any videos to enhance my speaking skills, but if I say particularly, so sometimes for enhancing my skills, I follow some channel from where I can learn the structures for making sentences. For example, if you want to say a word or a sentence, you need structures that you have to follow to make the sentences. So I just try
Yes,
to follow such kind of channel, and it may be in USA based or UK based. Sometimes I also follow my country content creator who just teach something very engaging way.
yes, yes. And sir, what kind of I know very well basic English grammar is important. If you have a knowledge of basic grammar, you can learn this language. And sir, how much English grammar is important for only for speaking purpose, according to you?
Well, I think it will totally depends on you, like how much you would like to talk with the person and what is the reason behind it. For example, if you want to learn English for basic communication with your friends, family members, or with your colleagues, so that time it's not really important because you are going to make a conversation in your friend circle. On the other hand, if you want to learn English for business purposes, or for getting job purposes, so that time you have to learn a lot because whenever you will give an interview, your examiner will try to notice which area you have making mistakes. So that time
Yes,
if you don't have a good knowledge, so that time you will have to rectify for that. On the other hand, if you have a patient for doing a business, you want to talk with a client who is from different country, so if you don't have good communication skills, so it's really impracticable for you to get the project, so that time it's really crucial. But for just conversation, it's not really important. I think you don't need to follow anything else. You will learn automatically when you will make conversation with others.
yes, yes, yes. And sir, I would like to ask one question to you. And right now, also you are learning this language, and I would like to ask one question. And for learning this language, for improving your vocabulary skill, what kind of method do you follow?
Okay, so I think every single person is following the same method. What else I'm following that if I talk about learning vocabulary, so they are just trying to memorize the words and whenever they need it, so that I'm trying to use it in the sentence. But for me, I use a different strategy that's assist me to find the words whenever I need it. For example, if I say a word, for example, water, right? Every single person knows the meaning of it. So for me, I learned this way. I like water. I like to drink water. He likes to drink water, such kind of way. Because I know that whenever I will learn a lot of vocabulary, I will easily forget because it's not
Yes.
easy to remember without making an extra thing. So for that, I used to follow this rule. And whenever we read a books, right? After reading a paragraph one, two, three, four times, we can remember. We cannot say each and every parts. On the other hand, whenever we watch a drama or a movies, after watching it one time, we can say each and every parts very well because we can give our full concentration on the drama or a movie, but in the books it never happened. So I make my study like a drama so that I can remember it.
Yes, always you have to read English newspaper. Always you have to read English story book. Reading is also important, and by reading you can learn the new vocabulary. But I don't like reading; it is boring to me, and I don't get free time. But whenever I get free time, I always watch the YouTube video in English, and at that time I watch the YouTube video with subtitle, and at that time I read. Yeah, and at that time after watching the whole video, I collect few new vocabulary, and after collecting the new vocabulary, I always try to make new sentence, and I know properly if I don't make the new sentence using those vocabulary, definitely I will forget. I know properly always. I try, that's why also I try to always make new sentence.